a senior, and I'll be reciting a portion of Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. In Christian ethics class, we have been learning about different ethical systems people use to judge our world. We also learned about important people in the development of Christian ethics, and one of these people happened to be C.S. Lewis. Before becoming Christian, C.S. Lewis was atheist. However, afterwards, he became an advocate for the reasonableness of Christianity. I see God in his work, but the fact he was able to take such a dedicated opponent of him out of his confusion and make him a strong ally. My argument against God is that the universe seems so cruel and unjust. But how had I got this idea of just and unjust? A man does not call a line crooked unless he has some idea of a straight line. What was I comparing the universe with when I called it unjust? If the whole show was supposed to be bad and senseless from A to Z, so to speak, why did I, who was supposed to be part of the show, find myself with such a violent reaction against it? A man feels wet when he falls into water, because man is not a water animal. A fish would not feel wet. Of course, I could have given up my idea of justice by saying it was nothing but a private idea of my own. But if I did that, then my argument against God collapsed too. For the argument depended on saying that the universe was really unjust, not simply that it didn't happen to tickle my fancies. Thus, in the very act of trying to prove that God did not exist, in other words, that the whole of reality was senseless, I found I was forced to assume that one part of reality, namely my idea of justice, was full of sense. Consequently, atheism turns out to be too simple. If the whole universe had no meaning, we should have never found that it has no meaning. Just as, if there were no light in the universe, we should have never found that it was dark. Dark would be a word without meaning. Thank you.